it's me again. I'm back with another expedition. I'm here today with another Windows edition version. This is going almost like 7 years after Windows 1.0. If you don't know about Windows 1.0, I did make a video last week, discussing Windows 1.0. So if you want to find out how the changes all fit into Windows 3.1 and what I'm going to be discussing, watch the Windows 1.0 video if you're interested. So it's a little bit similar to the last one, a 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0. I'm not going to do 2.0 I don't think yet, because Windows 1 and 2 are largely just the same, with a few differences of course. But Windows 3 and Windows 3.1 is a complete change. So we're going to discuss that. Similarities are the fact that it's literally just an MS-DOS graphical UI extension. So, and as I said in the last video, Windows has its own API for developing applications. You can actually run MS-DOS applications such as games and programs such as MS-DOS Editor, QBasic and all that kind of stuff on top of Windows itself as a window, similar to how you could with Windows 10 with the Windows 8 style Metro apps. So that kind of emulates the future kind of thing. But yeah, so it's very similar to Windows 1.0. Even similar is the fact that just like the Windows 1.0, it doesn't automatically boot into 1.0. Same with 3.1. This is the MS-DOS Executive, you can see on this little black screen here. And incidentally, if you're probably wondering about this background up here, this is actually my new logo that I've actually created for my channel. So that's that. So without further ado, without making this video longer than it should be, I'm just going to get into the business of it all. So this is Windows 3.1. Incidentally, it's actually Windows 3.11. The Windows 3.11 adds a few additional support materials and add-ons to make it more functional and less buggy. But there's no difference. There's literally virtually no difference between 3.1 and 3.11 as compared to Windows 3.0 and 3.1. But here we are. This is the Program Manager in Windows 3.1. Hasn't changed much since 3.0, but compared to Windows 1.0, it has changed significantly. This Program Manager here, I'm just going to close this just now. If you've noticed quite a lot of modern Windows applications such as Excel and Microsoft Access, the files, the documents that you write, they run in little mini windows within the full window where Access and Excel run on. It's the same concept with the Program Manager, but the Program Manager is not just an organization for your applications. So you've got these little mini folders here. You've got these menus at the top here. You've got File. You can create a new group. These are called groups. Add a new group. Open the group that I've got one currently selected, as you can see here. So open or enter. So delete one, or the del button. Run is on this one as well. Properties. That doesn't do what I was expecting it to do. And exit windows. Exit will bring me back to, if I click OK, back to MS-DOS. Options, auto arrange, minimize on use. I think that minimize on use thing is when you open an application, MS-DOS Executive minimizes to an icon at the bottom of the screen. So cascade windows, tile windows. These are the same options you get when you right click the taskbar in Windows XP, for instance, and so on. But it's more nowadays similar to what was it like in Windows 8, Windows 1.0. If you move the window onto the corner, it snaps. This is similar to Windows 7 all the way to Windows 10. The snap feature is actually more pronounced in Windows 10. You can actually drag stuff into corners as opposed to just side by side, which is quite an interesting little feature. And you can also drag things to side, and that is a program manager. I'll tell you another thing, if you've noticed, the program manager groups here are actually transformed into start menu programs. So you've got the accessories menu, the games menu, which depending on what version of Windows you're using, sometimes the games menu will actually appear in the accessories menu. Applications menu is actually the base menu where the accessories exists, so it's kind of like that. The main menu, that is, I think that's more like settings in the start menu in Windows 2000 off the top of my head. So startup, interestingly enough, so if you go into the task manager, you can set up certain tasks. They will automatically run on boot. So I will show you that right now. So I'm going to open the start folder and paint. Copy. This is accessories menu. So you've got the paint menu. You've got the paint icon. You've got Notepad. You've got Write, which is WordPad and more newer version of Windows. Clock, because obviously there's no taskbar, because you can probably see here. It was just an application by itself. I'll show you the clock. 10:04 PM, and it's 11/7. Character map, card file. Card file, that's similar to what was in Windows 1.0. I have no idea what card file is supposed to be. I think it's just a database kind of thing. Sound recorder, media player. There's no graphics cards installed in here, so I can't actually record anything. So you've got the calculator, which has changed a little bit since Windows 1.0 and 2.0. And it will change in the future to something a little bit better than this. It was a bit more of it's just been painted in Visual Basic. Calendar, which is the same from Windows 1.0. There you go. Yes, please. Oh, no, I don't want to save. I just want to close it off. Thank you. And they've not added the cross to this corner yet. You still have to double click on this little thing down here. So you've got this little menu that pops up when you click it once, and double click will completely close it. Like so. So I'm just going to show you right now how the startup function works. Just going to close off Program Manager, close off Windows, and re-enter. And it came up with Paintbrush. This function was just moved into the start menu. So if you moved any application documents, applications, documents, functions basically, into the start folder in the start menu, or in this case the Program Manager, those programs would come into view the moment you turn on the computer. I think Windows 7 and so on changed this, so the start function is actually in the task manager. That being said, we'll start playing with some applications now. Right, hasn't really changed much since 1.0. It's just the same old thing. A texty, a texty thing. That's right. I'm not gonna bother. I'll show you the notepad. Because it's just a simple notepad. Minimize. This is what it looks like. You can't add anything to the desktop, unfortunately. It's everything that you need to function the use the computer is on the desktop. There were extensions that came out later on, applications that made. This is about the time when Windows. Did you hear my arm crack? No, but this is about the time when Windows 95 came around. People didn't want to transition to Windows 95, so there was software called Chimera that was released, and this software called Chimera altered Windows 3.1 to resemble Windows 95 with the start menu and taskbar and the icons on the desktop. It was limited because compared to Windows 95, Windows 3.1 is a little bit limited. You're limited to how many characters or letters and symbols you can have on an icon or letter name or something like that. It's not as limited as this. I can just type as much as I like here. I don't think I can right click. I have to copy and paste. Control V, Control V, V. So So I can do that as much as I like. Save as. Now if I type this with a space in it and click OK, this is not a valid name because I've not allowed to put a space there. It has to be a certain word. So that's that. And I did show in the previous one certain fonts you can use as well, so I'm just going to tap a tap. So character, bold, you can make it bold like that. Italic, which is nothing too fancy. Oh come on. What have I typed in? The Todios Despicable Norse underline. And like that, a regularize, that just puts it back to normal. Ah, oh, gee whiz. Reduce font, enlarge font, makes it bigger. And this is kind of tedious. Fonts, there's a little bit more than there was initially. You've got Arial, Courier now, fixed days, whatever that does. That looks like Roman, Times New Roman. No, that's not that. Fonts, system, which is not really what the system looks like when you've got no fonts installed. Wingdings. No, it's not. I thought it was going to be symbols and such like that. Times New Roman. I like that font. Who doesn't? It's very posh. But that is a notepad. That is right even. Get your head together. So that's the clock, calendar, the calculator, card file. I'll show you some of the games now. And look what you have. You've got Solitaire. I'm going to start with Minecraft. I need to slow down, I think. Obviously not Minecraft. Minecraft came about years after Minesweeper came out on Windows 3.1. I don't think Minecraft would work on Windows 3 anyways, but this is Minecraft. Get my house good on tight. Minimize. Maximize. Oh, yep. And it's also not changed too much. I'm dead. It's not changed too much since Windows XP. Try that again, Windows 3 or Windows 3.1. It's the same Minesweeper you had in Windows XP. It only started to change drastically in Windows Vista when it got a bit more modernised. Solitaire, I have no idea. I don't like Solitaire. Maybe because I don't know how to write it. Maybe because I don't know how to play it. Because I'm a bit stupid. But that's just me. I know there's a certain aspect of it where you have to actually drag everything down. What does this do? Does this? No. Yep. A 6, a 7? No, that's not right. YouTube. Forget that. That's Solitaire for you. I don't know how to play it, and I've just made it full screen. So this is what I was talking about earlier on. These kind of like cascading windows. These kind of like windows within a window kind of thing. If you've got Excel or Access right now, I would open your Excel document and do this because it's actually quite interesting. The program manager's long died off. There is a way you can actually copy and paste it from Windows 2000, I think. Copy the files needed for it and run it in Windows 8 and maybe even Windows 10. But it doesn't work in the 64-bit version, obviously. It only works in the 32-bit. But if you want to run old Windows applications, if you've got a 32-bit system handy, you can do that. So this is the main folder. You've got the settings, you've got the control panel, the print manager, the clipboard viewer, which is certainly just things that I've copied and pasted, and that's actually what I've copied and pasted here. There's a bug of the Windows setup, which I don't know what that does. I think that just like changing the. I think this was a similar feature in Windows 1.0 when the control panel was so limited. That's all you had. You could like alter the graphics cards, the hardware basically. Network is actually internet. Network for your network can either represent your home internet, whether it be dial-up at the time. This is how far back we've gone. dial-up, or even your home, your business server kind of thing. That's your network. Options, so you can change system settings, add applications, add remove Windows components. Similar feature which occurs in newer versions of Windows. If you want to remove certain built-in Windows applications such as Internet Explorer or Windows Media Player, you go into the control panel, applications, and add or remove Windows components. I don't know what the PIF editor is supposed to be. Not a clue. I'm not going to change it for that matter until I've finished. This is the file manager, which replaces the MS-DOS executive. So the program manager is the application launcher with all of the icons and shortcuts, but all of the stuff that gets the files done, all of the applications done, all the files are located in the file manager. Here's the file manager. It does the exact same thing as the program manager does. It cascades everything inside and maximize it all, and it's just full screen. It was a bit better. But yeah. Now there's an application that I'm actually looking for, just for anyone's interest. User.exe. There's only one user installed. You can't add new users that you can in Windows NT. Which came afterwards. Sorry about that, I was just rearranging my set. When Windows NT came out, this came out about the time of 3.1. Windows NT enabled the feature of adding more than one user. Watch the Computer Chronicles. I'm trying to find. I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, I just found the DOS prompt, which is literally just MS-DOS inside a window, basically. I think it's supposed to be emulated, but I'm not too sure. But that's just that. It was initially in full screen, so I did a command to try and bring it back into. How can I not close it now? But I can't seem to get rid of it now. But that's the DOS prompt. And then make it small. Make it an icon. What I was trying to find was the MS-DOS executive, because I thought it was still going to be available in Windows 3.1. Apparently it's not. But that being said, any 16-bit application, well, almost, don't quote me on that, almost every Windows 1 to 95 application will work in Windows 7, 8 or 10 32-bit. 64-bit is a no-no because it's a bit of a major jump. I will tell you one thing though, if you have a computer with Windows 95 to 2000, I think all the way until the base Windows XP, no service packs, you could actually run the program manager. The program manager stayed all the way past Windows 95. Microsoft kept it in Windows 95 as a kind of like backwards option for people who felt comfortable with the program manager to revert back if they wanted to. And as I say, some applications from Windows 3 under and above will actually run if you have a 32-bit modern Windows update system. But anyway, that is the file manager. Oh, that was a bit slow, a bit laggy. I'll bring up. I'm trying to speak. I'll show you the control panel. Color. Now this is the default color. It's a grey background. I've not changed this since I entered. Everything was as it was when I started the video. There's nothing changed. It's just a blue title bars, grey desktop background, and grey everything else. So I'm just going to tweak a few things. Just like in Windows 2000, Windows 98 for example, there are default themes. And I've just got one here, Arizona, black leather jacket, which I find quite nice actually. Nice and dark for those people that like the darkness. Now, where is... This is the reason why the taskbar exists. Because you can't find your application windows. That was the reason why the taskbar was invented. Cinnamon. Which is kind of girly, I think. But it's actually quite nice. I'm supposed to be a man, but I like pink. Who cares? If you like pink, I admire that just as I admire myself. That sounds really, really condescending, I think, but hee haw. What you gonna do about it? What was that supposed to be? Designer. Emerald City. A little bit Sonic the Hedgehog. Fluorescent. That is very 16-bitish. That is very 1970s, and it's like when you set your computer to high contrast. All these like high contrast colours, the bright pinks, the bright greens, and the black backgrounds. Yeah. The hot dog stand. Oh, that is perfect. Oh. LCD default. Hang on. LCD default screen settings. The screen they're doing. Now this is similar to the default color scheme. The darker colors, darker backgrounds. There's no white. There's a little bit darker grey, and the window borders are now blue, which is quite interesting. Reverse dark. Oh wow. Yeah, that is dark. Very. Yeah, I like that. I forgot these actually existed. I do have a little bit of fun with Windows 3.1. I don't know why. It's just a thing I have. Monochrome, just black and white. Similar to the default one, just with virtually nothing. No colours. The only things that have got the colours in them are the icons. Monochrome Ocean, which I kind of like that. Pastel. Yep. Patchwork. Plasma power saber. Oh, that is really fantastic. I like that as well. Rugby. Do you like the rugby game? I like the rugby game. Even though I don't like sport. The blues. I like the blues as well. And if you don't like the default colour schemes, you can actually modify the one you're currently on. So I like the title bar to be yellow, so I'm just going to change the menu bar colour to yellow. And that's me. But there's other schemes as well if you like. Just going to go to wing tips, whatever that does. Valentine, very pinkish and girly. Yeah, that must have been pretty interesting to girls back in the day. I'm stereotyping now, I'm being a little bit rude. Rugby? No, I'm going to go back to the default one because I'm that boring. And just make my menu bar yellow. Because I am a boring person. Hopefully not, that's not the case. I do like to be fun sometimes, I'm a little bit of a kid. But let's go to the desktop options now. You can actually customize the background, so boxes. Okay. You can change the patterns. I'm really quite sad that this didn't exist all the way to Windows XP. I thought it was quite a fun little thing you could play about with. Then I discovered XP didn't have it. I was really sad. I spent hours finding it because my dad used to have a Windows 98 computer, and I tried to find these options and it did not exist. So, Truffle, Weave, Thatchies, Tulip, Scotty, a little doggy, a little dog. Can you see that? Can you see the dog here? It's quite cute. Edit pattern. And this is what the dog's supposed to look like. You can even create your own. So, just create your own, and I'm just going to beep, beep, beep. Oh, wait, hang on. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Just a faker digger booger digger foo. I sound like I'm swearing. Let's go back to blank. Screensaver, just simple ones. Flying Windows, test. And this remained until Windows 2000, until XP. Marquee, this continued all the way to, I think it was Windows 7. I think Marquee was just updated. Starfield Simulation. Back in the days, these must have been quite interesting graphics to watch at, center or tile? 256 color. What is it? What is this? Oh, that is. I don't know if I'm just old-fashioned or what, but I actually kind of like that. Arcade. It's a shame. It's a shame you can't like display it automatically. But that's quite smart as well, I suppose. In its own little way. Argagigilgirgirg. That's like a wallpaper. And they call the desktop background the wallpaper in some areas as well. So that is literally a wallpaper. And that's just a castle wall. Red brick. And you can also make your own as well and title that the Windows logo, which I prefer, to be honest. But yeah, I think that's all I've got to show of Windows 3. And when Windows 95 was introduced, all these little groups or menus were reintroduced in the start menu as start menu elements. So you had the applications being transformed into that the programs, the top option at the top, and you had accessories within there, and the main was changed to settings, and most of the settings based stuff was moved to there. But yeah, that was Windows 3.1 / the program manager, and yeah, I was actually planning on doing some games and stuff on here as well. They're just showing off games from within the good old days of Windows. I think quite interesting, and just have a little bit more fun with operating systems. But that being said, if you enjoyed this, give me a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And I will also see you in the next one, hopefully next week. Bye! Expedition? I don't know.